and good morning, everyone, to those people who are joining us today, or if you're watching this later on, welcome. Um, so, this is where we're going to be starting today. We're going to talk about lesson four, which is percentile ranking. Um, this is the last topic for stats unit that we're going to be doing, and let's go right into it. Now, this one is percentile ranking is basically ranking something, ranking a score, and and then figuring out how it compares to the rest of the score. So let's just read on here. So it says here, percentiles are used by statisticians. So these are um, statis- statisticians. Oh my goodness, are the people who actually collects data and interprets the data to something that makes sense to the people who are reading it. So they use uh, they actually use to rank scores in order. A high percentile rank means the score is higher, while low percentile rank means the score is near at the bottom of the group. So when we have a group of data, we can either rank it as high or rank it as low. So an actual percentile tells you what percent of the group falls below than certain rank. So when and if we want to highlight that, you could do that. I'm just gonna underline it because that's what it means. Percentile rank tells tells us what percent of the group falls below the certain rank. And there's a formula for that. It says here percentile rank is equals to B divided by N times 100. Now you're probably thinking, percentile rank B divided by N times 100. Well, what does the B represent? So the B is the number of scores below the given score. So we are actually have to be given the score, something that we are going to be comparing among the rest. And then how many are below that given score. And then N is the total number of scores. And the word scores is the same thing as the word data. So how many data there are. Note, okay, so I'm going to put a star beside it. And then that's important. Okay? That's important in terms of our formula. And I know that I gave you a formula sheet last time. That same formula is actually on your formula sheet. Okay, so it's PR. That's just short for percentile ranking is equals to B. And then the B tells you what that is right here and tells you what that is over here on the side. So if you happen to think about, oh, I need a percentile ranking formula, you can either check the book, okay, you can check the book, or you can check our formula sheet. So, and here's the other thing, okay, so this is going to be a little bit different from what we are used to. So if a percentile calculation results in a decimal value, so we type in our answer on our calculator and then there's some decimal value to it. And then here's the key thing. We always round up to the next whole number. So we're going to round it up to the next whole number no matter what. So here's an example. For example, 68.7 becomes the 69th percentile. So 68.7 will be rounded up to the next whole number, so 69th. And then you put the th percentile. Now, over here, let's say we got a 15.02. Normally, when we round it off, when we learn about rounding numbers, that would be rounded up to 15. But in this particular case, and this is the only time that this is going to be happening, that we're going to always round up. So we put a put a little star right there as well to kind of remind ourselves that we always round up to the next number. So 15.02 will become 16, 16th percentile. Now, if it's 12.0, then it will just remain as 12th percentile. Okay, so those are the few things that we're gonna put a star because those are important things. Now, let's see here. Let's take a look at the example. I'm gonna go this way. Jen and Bob just wrote the math test. Jen scored in the 87th percentile, and Bob scored 76th percentile. Explain who had a better result. In this case, Jen has a better result because she is in the 87th percentile, which means which means 87 it means she got a higher score than 87% of the group. Okay, so when we say 87th percentile, that means 87 falls below the group. So let's say here's all of the data arranged from smallest to highest. Okay, smallest to highest. And this person, Jen, is on the 87th percentile. Okay, so this is her 87th percentile. So that means over here, that means her mark, whatever her mark is, she is 87% of the group got lower than her. So 87% of the group got lower than her. Okay. Or you can say she got higher than 87% of the group. So that's what it means. Comparing it tells us how many falls below the given score. So how many percent falls below? So that's 87%. Okay. Now let's get into example number 2. Gord and Kim both had their blood pressure taken. Gord scored 99th percentile, and Kim scored 50th percentile. Okay, so this one here, uh, again, this is comparing blood pressures, and we got two people in here who had a better result. So Gord, I'm just gonna go here. Gord, this is Gord. I'm gonna put them in order, putting them in order from smallest to highest. And Gord is on the 99th percentile. So that means his blood pressure is higher than 99% of the rest of the group. So his blood pressure BP is higher than 99% of the group. Now let's take a look at Kim's. Kim's blood pressure is, if we put it in here, this again from smallest to highest. And Kim's is the 50th percentile. 50th percentile. So that means her blood pressure is higher than 50% of the whole group. So this is the 50% of the group, and then this is the 99% of the group. Now you're probably thinking, oh, okay, Gord's is better because he got the highest. In this particular context, high blood pressure is not necessarily a good thing. Okay, so it depends on the context. So in this case, even though Gord has a highest percentile rank, but in this situation, in terms of blood pressure, high blood pressure is actually not a good thing. Okay, so in this particular case, I'm just gonna write it on this side. This is my final answer. In this case, Kim's BP is better because lower BP is a better result. Okay, so in this case, higher doesn't necessarily always be the better. As you can see, blood pressure is not good when it's higher. Okay, so if you're joining us right now, if there's something in here that you're not sure of, please type it in into our comments and let me know which one that you want me to go over again, explain it again, and so on. Or otherwise, just send me an email and then I'll respond to your email. Let's take a look at example number 3. Julian scored better than 23 of his classmates. Ooh, okay. If there are 32 people in the class, calculate Julian's percentile rank. Is there a way to tell what actual mark Julian got on the test? Now let's see here if we can determine. It says here calculate the percentile rank. So the given score, we don't know the this actual score of Julian is not stated. Okay, so in this case, we don't know what Julian actually got. It's not stated. But what we have in here is how many are below Julian's score. They just tell us, oh, how many people are below him, okay, who got a scored below him. So in this case, let's do that. I'm just going to go PR equals to B divided by N times 100. Now this is the formula that's written above for the percentile ranking. So it says here Julian scored better than 23 of his classmates. So that means 23 of his classmates got a score below him. Okay, so I'm just going to go PR 23. And if there are 32 people in the class, so they're telling us N is 32, and then timesing it by 100 or multiplying by 100, we can actually figure out Julian's percentile ranking. So let's do that right now. So PR. Let me calculator. 23 divided by 32 times 100. Okay, now this is what I got. 71.875. But I gotta remember that we always have to round up to the next whole number. So in this particular case, we can write down 72nd. Okay, so we're gonna write down Julian is placed 72nd in the ranking. So let's just kind of have a visualize of that visual. So how can we visualize this one? So there are 32 students. Okay, this is a ranking low to high score. And Julian is right here. I'm just going to put Julian's rank there. That's Julian. I'll just put J. And they're saying that 72% right here, 72% of people scored lower. Okay. That means 72% of the people scored lower. He's in the 72nd place. So that means 72% of the people got lower than him or scored lower than him. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So far, like if nobody had said anything, so if you feel like you have questions, feel free to submit your question. Okay. So we're going to jump into the next example, example number 4. This one, it says here, the following data are obtained from an experiment. Okay, well, we don't know what that data is, right? Um, we don't know. But then they just gave us a whole bunch of numbers in here. Okay, 23, 25, 26, 28, 29, 29, 29, 31, 34, 38, 41. Okay, wow, this is great because this is already arranged. Okay, as you can see, it's already arranged from low score to a high score. Okay, so it's already arranged from low score to high score. What we're going to do is we're going to find the percentile rank for the score of 29. Score, okay, they're telling us what is the percentile rank for the score of 29? Well, 29 PR equals B divided by N times 100. So according to this formula, percentile ranking is that we have to count how many are below 29. So B means how many are below 29. Okay, so that's how many are we looking for. Okay, so how many are below 29? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them. So we're going to put, I'll just write it here, 4. And N, so how many are all of the data? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so N total number of data or score is 12. So now times by 100. Okay, so how many are below the given score, which is 29? So there's 4 of them. How many are all together? There's 12 of them. Timesing it by 100. So let's try do the math there. So 4 divided by 12 times 100. And I can do this all at once. I got, yeah, 33.33333. Okay, so let's remind ourselves with the rule again. It says there, we always round up to the next highest whole number. So in this case, instead of 33.3333, we're going to round off to the always next higher whole number. So it's 34th. So we're going to write down 34th percentile. And other people, instead of writing 34th percentile, people just got P34. Okay, so that's a possibility too. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. Example number 4, letter B. Find the percentile rank of 41. So the score of 41. So where's 41 in here? 41 is right there. Okay, we're going to look for the percentile rank of 41. So I'm just going to write down PR, percentile rank, B over N times 100. And then what do we put for B? B is how many are below 41. Okay, so that's what our B value is. So they're telling us how many data are below 41. And then N is the total number of data. Okay, so let's figure that out. How many are below 41? So all of these numbers are below 41. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 are below. Divided by how many are there altogether? Altogether, there's 12. And then following our formula, timesing it by 100. So let's calculate that one. Okay, so do calculate it with me so that we can verify each other's work. If you're joining us live right now. Okay, so I got 83.333333, and in this case, the rule is we always round up to the next whole number. So even though it's 83.3, it will be rounded up always to the next whole number. It would be just 84th. 84th percentile. Okay. Or other people write it this way, P84. Okay. So in this particular case, in example number 4, because all of the data are given to us and we were able to find their percentile ranking. Okay, so this one ranked 84th percentile. The score is 41 and the ranking is 84. 29, that's the actual score, but the ranking is 34th percentile. Okay, so in this particular case, example 4, we know in this example, we know, we know the score, okay, or the number, right? And its ranking, percentile ranking. Okay. Let's take a look at, okay, how are you doing? Hope you're still doing okay. Let's go into example number 5. Okay. Okay, example number 5 here. Okay. Actually, I'm going to fix something in here. Instead of just P, we're going to put PR, percentile rank. Here, I'm going to put PR, percentile rank. Just want to be consistent with what we have. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at example 5. The business school at University of Maine grants interviews to students who score 90th percentile or better. 90th percentile or better. Juan gets a score of 93% on her entrance exam. Will she get an interview? Okay, so what do we have so far? What's in this case? So what do we know? We know Juan's score is 93%. Okay. We know that Juan's score is 93%. However, we do not know how she ranks among all students who wrote the exam. Okay. So what do we know so far? We know that she got a 93% on her entrance exam, but we don't know how she compares among the rest. So we don't know if her score is in the 90th percentile or better. Okay, so what can we do? Will she get an interview? So therefore, we don't know if she will get an interview. Okay. So this is a different one because in this case, we know her score, but we don't know how she ranks. We don't know if she's in the 90th percentile or better. So in that particular case, will she get an interview? We don't know if she's going to get an interview because we don't know her ranking. Okay, because the question says they will only interview those people who score 90th percentile or better. Okay, not 90, not the 90th percent on the exam. Okay, so let's take a look at number 6. At a local elementary school, there are 50 students. Okay, 50 students are telling us how many there are. The height of all the students is measured for the records. Cynthia is one of the students. There are 4 students that are taller than Cynthia, 5 students that are the same height as Cynthia. Calculate the percentile rank of Cynthia's height. Okay, so now we actually don't know Cynthia's height, and it doesn't really matter. What we're trying to figure out is what's her percentile ranking in terms of height. So there are 50 students. What do we know? There are 50 students in all, right? So we know n is equals to 50. The height of all students is measured. Cynthia is one of the students. There are 4 students that are taller than Cynthia. So I'm just going to put it all in here. Okay, so we got a visual. So there's 50 students all in all. And then this is the low, the shortest, Okay, in terms of height. And then this is the tallest person in the school. Okay, so they're saying that there are 4 students that are taller than Cynthia. So this is 4 students. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 students. These are all taller than Cynthia. Okay, now we want to have a visual so we can see it, understand this better. And there are 5 students that are the same height as Cynthia. So these are the, I'm just going to put a line there, 5 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the people who have the same height as Cynthia. Okay, just right here, same height as Cynthia. Okay, and then whatever that height is, and then I'm gonna put here, this is Cynthia. So all of these people, Cynthia and the 5 people have the same height, basically, whatever that height is. And then now that we have all these information, how many are below? So the question is, how many are below, right? And that's how many, we're gonna try to figure that out. So how can we do that? So if we go 50, and if we take away the 4 taller people, and we take away the 5 people the same height as Cynthia, and we take away Cynthia, how many are left? Okay, so I'm just gonna write right here, taller than Cynthia. This is same height, and then this is Cynthia, and then this is Cynthia. How many are left? So that's going to be minus 10. There's only 40 people are left. So 40 people are going to be shorter in terms of height than Cynthia. So therefore, only 40 are below Cynthia. Now we can do percentile ranking. Percentile ranking is equals to how many are below divided by how many there are altogether times 100. Okay, so how many are below? We just figured that out. It's 40. How many are there altogether? There's altogether 50 times 100. So 40 divided by 50. Let's just do the calculation there. So you go 40. This line means divide. So divide 50 times 100. And we got an exactly 80. So we can say 80th percentile. Okay, so she ranks 80th percentile. That means, which means 80% of the people below are below Cynthia's. Okay, I'll just put here PR 80th. Okay, so we've actually calculated Cynthia's percentile rank. Can we figure out Cynthia's height? Not really. We don't know we don't know anyone's height. We just know that we just know her ranking. So this means it means that 80% of the people, 80% of the people are below Cynthia's height. Okay. So I hope that that's a great um, lesson for you. And certainly there's a whole bunch of questions at the back here. Okay, so at the back of the book here, um, those are the practice questions. Let me know if there's anything in here that you're not sure of. I just want to remind you that the answers are at the back of the book. So once you go through the questions, you check the back of the book, see how you're doing. Okay. And if you're not getting the same answers the back of the book, send me a message. Send me a message through the blog or send me an email telling me which questions that I should do. It's never too late to ask me any questions from either lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, or lesson 4. If you come across something that you're not sure of, let me know. And it could be in from practice assignment 4, or it could be from practice assignment 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so I'll leave that with you. We have a few more minutes left of our class. For now, I'm gonna give you some time to work on some of these questions, some of these assignments, and yeah, I hope this is a good learning day for you. Okay, so I'll talk to you later or tomorrow, and have a good day, everybody. Okay, bye.